I am Martin, and this is Short Stories, brought to you by the National Taichung University of Science and Technology Language Center. Today's short story is based on a series of novels written by French author François Rabelais. The series is called The Life of Gargantua and Pantagruel, and is composed of 5 books. The first book was published in 1532, and the last book was published in 1564. Rabelais was a French Renaissance writer, physician, and friar. He is famous for his satire, bawdy jokes, and skill with languages. He likely spoke or wrote at least 4 languages. Modern French owes a lot to him, as his writings helped shape the language in much the same way as Shakespeare shaped English. Vocabulary: jokester. Jokester. Frank is a real jokester. He's always playing tricks on us. Unconventional. Unconventional. Mr. Musk is well known for his unconventional management style. Nuisance. Nuisance. Your dog is a real nuisance because it barks all the time. Ribald. Ribald. Young men often tell each other ribald jokes to pass the time. Dullard. Dullard. Don failed school because he is a dullard. Agog. Agog. Many students were agog about the BTS concert. Trousers. Trousers. I went to the department store to buy a new pair of trousers. When pigs fly. When pigs fly. I will be president when pigs fly. The story. Grangousier was a good fellow in his time and a notable jokester. He loved to eat and drink. In fact, he could eat and drink more than anyone else in the world because he was an enormous giant. He married a giantess named Gargamel, and together they conceived a son, Gargantua. Gargantua's birth was a bit unconventional. For starters, Gargamel was pregnant for 11 months. Grangousier thought this was a good sign, as he believed it meant that his child would be destined for great deeds. Gargamel, on the other hand, saw it as a nuisance. The second unusual thing about Gargantua's birth is that he came out of his mother's left ear. And when he came out, he didn't cry like a normal baby. Instead, he shouted in a loud voice, "Some drink! Some drink!" Grangousier and Gargamel provided their son with everything he needed. They kept a herd of 17,913 cows just to give him milk every day. They gave him the finest clothes, the best food, and the best wine. When Gargantua was about 5 years old, he told his father a ribald rhyme about using the toilet. Here I sit, all broken-hearted, came to, but only farted. You are a true genius, my boy, exclaimed Grangousier. Right then and there, he decided to send his son to school. Gargantua's teacher was Master Tubal Holofernes, who taught him his ABCs so well that he could say it by heart backwards. This took about 5 years and 3 months, by the way. After that, he taught Gargantua about philosophy, history, and mathematics. This took so long that Master Holofernes died of old age and was replaced by Master Jobeline Bride, who was a real dullard. Gargantua began to feel that his studies would have no end. "I study this hard, and yet I profit nothing," he said. Not only did he gain nothing, but he became a real fool. He decided to quit school and go to Paris to seek his fortune instead. To assist Gargantua on his journey to Paris, his father procured for him the largest horse in the world. It was the size of 6 elephants and was as tall as a church steeple. When Gargantua arrived in Paris, the people were agog. They had never seen anything like Gargantua and his horse before. Passing by Notre Dame, Gargantua noticed the bells in the tower and thought, "Those would look great on my horse." So he took the bells from the tower and put them in his bag. This understandably made the people of Paris quite upset. The citizens held an informal meeting to discuss what to do. They decided that arresting Gargantua was out of the question because he was far too large for any handcuffs. So they decided to negotiate with Gargantua. For chief negotiator, they elected Master Janotus de Bragmardo, a professor at the University of Paris. Master Janotus de Bragmardo approached Gargantua nervously and said, "Excuse me, sir. We would really appreciate it if you gave our bells back." Gargantua and his traveling companions laughed. "Ha ha 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 ha!" Master de Bragmardo, not knowing what they were laughing about, started laughing too. "Ha ha 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 ha!" Then Gargantua said, "I'll give your bells back, but you have to give me something first." "Name it," said the professor. "Bring me a pair of pants." And so the people of Paris prepared an enormous pair of pants for Gargantua. Once Gargantua was clothed in new trousers, he returned the bells, and peace returned to Paris. As for Master de Bragmardo, he was sued by the tailor of the pants for lack of payment. The tailor filed the suit in court and vowed never to wash his clothes until he won the case. Likewise, Master de Bragmardo vowed not to blow his nose until he won. Unfortunately for them, the courts of Paris were notoriously slow. The judge informed them that the case was likely to be settled when pigs fly. And so they continue to wait for a verdict until this time, both dirty and snotty. Questions. Number 1. What was so unusual about Gargantua's birth? A. The pregnancy was extraordinarily long. B. He came out of his mother's ear. C. He could speak as soon as he was born. D. All of the above. The answer is, of course, D. All of the above. Question 2. Why did Grangousier think his son was a genius? A. He could speak Latin. B. He could ride a horse. C. He told a dirty joke. D. He could calculate pi. The answer is C. He told a dirty joke. Question 3. Why did Gargantua decide to go to Paris? A. He didn't like school. B. He wanted to attend the University of Paris. C. He wanted to buy a new pair of pants. D. He was searching for his horse. The answer is A. He didn't like school. Question 4. What did Gargantua want in return for the bells? A. A pizza. B. A pair of pants. C. A horse. D. money? The answer is B, a pair of pants.